Hello, what's going on YouTube fam? This is your boy J Money here. Got you some Cyber Dragon stuff going on for today. Now, I decided to, until I could get me a PC, I'm going to try to do this mobile. And I've done it for a good bit, and it's worked. It's actually a lot better than what it originally was. Let's go ahead and showcase the deck. Obviously, you want, let me go and move this over here. 3 cybers and 3 cores are very standard. Before I even continue, I want to go ahead and remind you guys that, hey, if I get 1,000 subscribers before the 24th of August, we will have that double Mega Tin giveaway. When you say one Jaden, somebody will win a Usually tin and another person will win a Jaden tin. So, don't get mad if I don't hit 1,000 before the 24th. I'll probably still do something. Haven't figured it out. But anyway, with this being said, I'm also going to start taking deck lists and try to do something with them. And what I mean by this is certain subscribers. What I want to do something that will make me say no. What I want to do is I want to, like, subscribers like deck lists, like to send me their deck list, try to make it better, and try to, you know. And I'll ask them, because I've already asked the first person I'm about to start doing, you know, what are your limitations? You know, you got a limitation on budget, you want to keep it as on theme as possible, because that's very difficult, and all that good stuff. You know, do you want me to speed your deck up or slow the other players' decks down? What do you want to do? Anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and continue. One veer, because you are actually able to chain block your core, being your best card in your entire deck. If you're scared of Ash Blossom, you could use this to chain block. But if you're going to do that, I wouldn't search Cyber Emergency or Repair Plant. Because there's honestly no point of you chain blocking core, only if your Emergency or your Repair Plant that you just searched to get it with Ash. You know, doesn't make much sense. 3 hers, because it's absolutely bonkers. The fact that your Galaxy Soldiers are net zeros, they're not neg ones anymore, or they're actually plus ones really, because you have +1 in card economy, but hand advantage is net 0, so it's pretty stupid. 3 res systems, because if you open multiples, you can play them. Your soldiers, obviously, you want to play. We played 3 because you want to actually open this without having to search it out. And we got our machine dupes, obviously 3. 3 to secure, because we're playing summon sorcerers in this deck. Yeah, summon sorcerers is really key to making these insane combos. We are playing a Sky Striker package now. With this, the method to this is, if you open a way to get to 2 Hornet drones, you have the whole combo. And I'll end up showing you that in some of these videos. But anyway, having 2 Hornet drones, and if you guys can hear that, I am at work. But if you have 2 Hornet drones, you can make Summon Sorceress with no normal summon. And that is precisely what you want. You don't want a normal summon, you want to have the summon sword. But there is a way to do this. There is a way that you could still do this without breaking the bank on engages, but it does take an extra next slot. But the combo you want, oh my god, stupid freaking ads, get out of here. There we go. But anyway, what you want to do is, if you access 200 drones, you want to make Kiate first. Kiate being the new Sky Striker, then make your Kagari and bounce your Hornet drones, or your engage, depending on what you got. Then link both of your monsters into Clee4 Genius, since they're all machines. Activate Hornet drones again, and you make your Shizuku. Then you make your Summon Sword. That's how that combo works. Now, how to do this without engage? You're still going to need 3 Hornet drones, but instead, you can play Instant Fusions instead. But it does take up an extra deck slot. An extra deck space in this deck is pretty tight. So you could take out maybe 1 of the Rampage Dragons or 1 of the Infinities if you want to do this. But how that combo would work, you would activate Hornet drones, and you make Kagari, and you would bounce your Hornet drones back to your hand. Then you would tag out the Kagari into Hiyate, activate Instant Fusion, play your Panzer Dragon, link those into Genius, activate the Horner Jones you just added back, make Shizuku, you got the same combo. Again, it does take extra deck space though. And for side deck, I just want to mention that Cybernetic Overflow is really, really good. If they make you go first, along with a Durandal. So I would always side these going into game 2 if you actually won game 1, because they're probably going to make you go first. Anyway, let's go on to some live duels. They're not live duels, but we're going to go on to some recorded plays. There's no point of this one down here because my opponent quits very, very quickly. So what we're going to do, we're going to showcase all of them. This is going to be wins, losses, all of them. Now this is a good match. This right here was a pretty good game. The other reason I even lost this game, let me go and fast forward this. Come on, come on. Okay. There we go. The only reason I even lost this game was simply due to the fact that he just, you know, he was top decking, so he ripped the Monster Reborn off the top deck, and that's what got him in the game. So pardon me guys, I got some grub next to me, pretty hungry. But this will go to show what happens when you get hand trapped multiple times. You can still do stuff. So right here he ashes, he drops Arrow and Ash, and we're still going. And now we go summon Sork and we summon our Hearst. Now here, I was gonna make Zeger, but the problem is Hearst isn't a Cyber Dragon because his effects were negated by Summon Sork, so I had to make the Firewall. If we were able to make the Zeger, we would have won. But yeah. So I decided to tag out my Infinity and all that into Zeger. The reason why was because if he actually had Conductor Tyranno in his hand, he could have just dropped it and my Infinity and Firewall would have been useless. And so I tagged out all that into a Zeger because I know that Conductor Tyranno, even though it's an amazing boss monster, you just cannot out the Zeger because of the boost. Because of the attack boost, as you can see, I get over Conductor Tyranno about 3 different times. And as you can see here, you know, I just hit it again. He still couldn't out it, but right here is where he top decks Monster Reborn and has the Torrential. See, that's what really won him the game. It wasn't the Monster Reborn, it was really the Torrential Tribute. So I revealed these Cyber L10 in from hand just to show what happened. But anyway, let's see. Oh, that's how we. All right, on to the next duel. Now this shows what happens when you go unopposed while going second. Now it's not like the most optimal, but you know you're gonna do some serious damage. Now the thing is with this one, oh come on, you gotta be kidding me. Come on, come on. There you go. The thing is, this one, he actually made me go first. So I decided to pass turn, since he's playing 60 cards. And as you can see here, I don't even need to use Cleaveboard Genius to turn off. I don't even need to use Genius to turn off his switch because I have Power Bond and I have Overload. So Rampage is going to take care of that by itself. I know, guys. He was playing a bad deck. But what can you do? Hey, what's going on? Making a YouTube video, actually. Huh? Making a YouTube video, actually. Oh. Mm-hmm. Outside doors closed. Hmm? So anyway, he goes, and basically I OTK him, and You know, that's a done deal. So anyway, on to the next one. I forget what exactly this match was, but we're gonna find out. Let's see. Oh yeah. I think I OTK'd him. Either that or he quit the game before I didn't have a chance to. But I still played out the combo anyway, just to see how far I can go, just with the one copy of Hornet drones. Because I told you guys exactly what you could do if you open two, but there's not. I mean, I haven't really explained too much if you open one. So that's where I got going on here. And he quits the game, but I still keep going just to see exactly what I would end on and all that goodness. So that's what we got going. All right. So I do believe we do make the Nova, we make the firewall, and we got the Jizukiro, and I absorbed his Jizukiro that I gave him, and there you go. Now with this one, I will show you. I lost this match. I actually played 2 full matches with this guy. This is to This is to pure Sky Strikers. This is to pure. Now the problem with the pure matchup at this point is simply for the fact that with the release of Boral Sword, the whole build changes entirely, and that can be very problematic because they open like multiple Widow Anchors and all that good stuff. You can't really OTK. Like you can have the Kaiju and everything, but if you don't have like a fusion spell, if you don't have like a power bun or a overload to rampage and blow out the majority of their back row, you're not going to OTK, and if you don't OTK, you're probably going to lose that game because Sky Strikers are just incredibly good at out-resourcing their opponent, and so that's something to keep in mind. Now, after this match, I decided to throw Hatred in the sideboard, and that worked out. But as you can see, I get hand trapped a few. I think I get hand trapped once. I'm not sure. Now, what you saw here, I tried to make Zeger because I thought that it took any 2 monsters, including at least a Cyber Dragon. But as I read it, it took 2 machines, including a Cyber Dragon. So I couldn't use the Summon Sort to make Zeger, which is pretty unfortunate. And so he now, as you can see, he's doing his Ibli combo, and he makes his Boral Sword, and he goes double Widow Anchor, and well, we all know what happens when you Widow Anchor in the battle phase. You basically lose. Anyway, so I make him go first again, and he has double Widow Anchor set this time, double. Now, with this, so I played, just to bait out this other background just in case he had like an impermanence or something, but it was the second Widow Anchor. And at this point, go ahead. Mm-mm-mm. 443, this is yard check.
Let me know when you want to do your patrols, and I can watch the guard shack for you.
Okay, that sounds good.
Alrighty.
Alright, so anyway, what we got here is showcasing, that combo I showed you. If you open double engage, you have the combo. As you can see, I went through all of my Sky Striker cards and I got the Summon Sword. And he lets this go. He lets all of this go, but he Valors the Summon Sword. So I just decided to tag out into a Firewall. And right here, I searched Hertz because I thought I could red system the Hertz. But he did remind me that I can't summon Rev System because Rev System, or summon Hertz with Rev System because Rev System summons Cyber Dragon specifically. And so I would only have to have this in the graveyard, and because of that misplay for me searching Hertz, because I didn't know that rev system can only summon Cyber Dragon, I lost the game because I couldn't resolve that overload fusion to get at least one of those Widow Anchors off the board. And that was very, very problematic, because if I had known, I would have just searched just straight Cyber Dragon so I could do this, so I could actually play the overload fusion, because I only had one Cyber Dragon in the graveyard, or one Cyber Dragon monster. So here, if you're wondering why he has Akashic, it's because Akashic is a mandatory effect, so it's automatically Chain Link 1, and he can go Chain Link 2, summon Ibli right here to the to my side of the field, right in front of the Akashic, and rebounce, and then he can normal summon the Ibli and really get in there. So, you know, here I thought he was going to make Boral Sword again, but well, I was wrong. He makes Top Logic. I don't know why he made Top Logic, but he still won the game anyway. So that was the match. So we do another match, you know, just so I could try to get my payback and, you know, get more knowledge as to how this deck's gonna play with the release of Hayate and Boral Sword. Good stuff. So here, I automatically lose this game because it looks good, but the fact that I don't have Hertz or Core or any way to get to those cards means Machine Dupe is dead and all that. So I decided to pass because I could have made Zeger, but I didn't want him to just search Afterburner and get rid of my one copy, because you really don't need 2 copies of Zeger. All I need is 1. At least for this particular build. And I don't want my only copy to disappear. Like, even though I have ramp systems, I'd rather save it for when I'm popping off, so I can have like a guaranteed chance of getting game, if you know what I mean. So we got 17 minutes. So there was that game. Kind of sucked. But yeah, look out, guys. Few Sky Strikers. I mean, take notes from this guy. He's playing. I don't know this. I know Sky Strikers were gonna play Boral Sword, but I don't know if they were playing the Nightmares or not. Because the Nightmare seems to be like the easiest way to get into your Boral Sword, since you don't have Needle Fiber and all that good stuff. Ah, come on. See right here? It goes to show that I can guide you over his monster and turn his board off, but if you do not remove that back row before you enter battle phase, you're not going to get anywhere. This is why in World Chalice it wasn't a problem, because I would Ningirsu a back row, I would Tri-Gate a back row, I would revive Ningirsu and Ningirsu another back row, all before going into battle phase. And that's why I didn't really care all that much. But in this deck, like in any deck, if you're playing Kaijus, you need to have a way to remove all this. Whether it be main decking Hatronades or like some other means, like Zaphion or something. Like that's a fantastic idea. Kaiju over their board, or over their monster, summon Zaphion, reset their board. But as you can see here, I got some pretty good stuff going. Now I decided to link the Kaiju and something, I don't know why I linked into Zeker. All I know is, instead of making Zeker, I probably should have made a second rank 5, made Pallades, and got rid of one of his back row so I can infinity the other back row. Because he's Shark Agents here, and I let that go. So he summons my Jizukiru, and I just decided, you know, I'm just going to Zeker run it over, so it's fine. But he has double Widow Anchor. Of course, they always have 2 set. So he tried to just target my Firewall. I negate with Infinity, and he's changed the other one to take Firewall, so I changed Firewall to Mouse of Core to the hand, so I can have set up for next turn, because I'm like, there's no way he's going to OTK me through this, because I keep all my stuff. But I always forget, this damn multi-roll. Multi-roll just, Multi-roll's too good. The fact that you can just make all your spell cards not be responded to, that's pretty stupid. I honestly wish that Infinity can negate spell or trap cards or effects, because I would have just negated the multi-roll outright. Or I wouldn't, I don't know. Anyway, cards like Twin Twisters, Hate Grenades, keep those sided. Even though Trick Stars might get hit, Pure Sky Strikers is still a thing. Something you gotta look out for. So he's doing his bullshit with his Kirgaris and his Hiates and all that good stuff. So he generally wastes his own cards, gets rid of my Firewall. But, you know, Horn Jones makes Phoenix, attacks out the Mermaid, summons Ghibli, brings back the Phoenix, Boral Sword, and of course, double Widow Anchor. Because why the hell not, right? But yeah, you have to OTK this deck. And that deck is something that you have to OTK. If you do not OTK, you'll probably lose. So, that was the second match. Now, what I want to show you here is what if your opponent makes you go first? Because that's something, that's really something that you have to keep in mind. Your opponent, since you are playing a deck like Cyber Dragons, your opponent could easily make you go first. So, here, I've been pretty good. I get my Hertz, my Galaxy Soldier, I search Cyber, activate Repair Plant, get Core. Then I grab Rep System. Since I already played Emergency Cyber and Repair Plant, they're both once per turn, so Rep System was the better choice. We make Genius, we machine dupe the Cybers, and we add the card because Genius is awesome. So we make Infinity, we go into our Summon Stork, and I think at this point he just decides to quit the game. But we keep going just to see what we can do. So we make another Nova. You know, we make our Firewall, and that's it. Now, we could have just made a Pleiades and not made Firewall, but Pleiades and Firewall are essentially the same, except in this situation, I can keep the Nova, and if it dies, I can summon a fusion from the extra deck. You can actually summon ABC Dragon Buster from the extra with Core, just saying. But this is a little bit better than Pleiades in the Summon Stork because of the fact that Firewall essentially functions as Pleiades. But next turn I can not only detach another material since I have Nova on the board, but I can also drop a second Infinity for another negate. So if your opponent makes you go first, always remember this is how you want to do this. You want to go Gleefort Genius into Summon Sorceress into Hertz if you don't have access to it, make Zeger, Search, Galaxy Soldier your way to a Nova, detach, summon a monster, whatever you summon, link that in the Summon Stork into Firewall, and that's bare minimum of what you have. Like if you open Machine Dupe, you have another rank 5, guaranteed. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about this. Now once again, I am going to start taking in people's decks and try to make them good, you know, and be sure when you do so, let me know what kind of budget you're on and all that good stuff. What kind of budget, if you're trying to stick as close to the theme as possible, which is extremely difficult, mind you. Keep in mind, if you want to stick as close to your theme, it will be incredibly difficult for me to try to make it as competitive as possible if you stick to the theme and all that. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I think this list is a pretty solid prototype for what it's got going on. Dinos just cannot out Zeger at all because Conductor Tyranno is like their best thing they have and they can't out it. But there's that. So 1,000 subscribers, guys. Thank you guys very much for watching. This is J Money. I'm signing out.